Hi everybody, this video is inspired by my own life because when I feel that life throws things at me, it is easy to feel out of balance. It is then important to release whatever overwhelming emotion you are experiencing and get back on track. I will show you how in this video. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabine. I am a manifesting coach. If you are new to this channel, welcome to you. On this channel we talk about spirituality, mindset, self-confidence, self-love, manifestation, and anything in between for you to improve your life and change the aspects of your life that you want. Okay, I will first explain what happens in the brain when something important hits you in your reality and upsets you. I think we can all relate. Because I have struggled a lot in my life, this has happened to me a few times. So I researched what was happening to me, and I had to develop strategies not to fall into depression. I wish I understood that back in time, but here we go. So this is what happens. As you know, we all go about our days with a specific filter in our mind that has been consolidated throughout the years and was imposed unconsciously onto us from childhood or since childhood. Good, we are clear on that. Now I'm going to give you a specific example. I am French, and in my country it is not uncommon to work in the same company for a decade or even all your life. Maybe a bit less nowadays, but this is still true for some people. This means that when there is an announcement of redundancy, usually panic would be the first emotion that would get triggered. I remember when I was told I was being made redundant because the company had decided to relocate to a cheaper country. My mind got fixated on that word, redundancy. And for the next hour or so, to be honest with you, I was not really focused. I was more in a mental fog. I remember the atmosphere in the room, the tension we all felt, the awkwardness of the man who delivered the message. I remember seeing shock and disbelief on people's faces. For those of you who've never been made redundant, there are other aspects of your life where you may have unfortunately experienced the same type of emotional turmoil. For instance, if you were told you had a disease, or if you were told that someone you love had passed away, or if the person you love decided to leave, whatever the situation may be. When something important for you that has an impact on your well-being happens, you may have an emotional reaction, even as a conscious manifester. This is you being human, and that is totally normal. But because you know that you live in an energetic bubble where your thoughts and your emotions boomerang back onto you in your physical reality, I think you will agree that it might not be the best idea to dwell for too long on the negative situation to get back on your feet, or before getting back on your feet. When you are fixated on something negative for a certain period of time, and when all your thoughts are directed to that thing and you can't let any positive in, it can spiral down fairly quickly. Especially if you are not in a grounded, solidified, manifesting place in regular times. You know, life happens. There is an expression that I like, and it goes like this: the shit hits the fan. Anyway, when it does, it is not a matter of letting it feel too comfortable there, because you will always get more shit coming your way to justify or validate your solidified emotion. Remember, you always get more of what you feel, and you feel a certain way in relation to your mental filter. Okay, now that we are clear on that, let's move on to the steps that I take and that you can take too. The first thing I do is that I acknowledge the situation for what it is. I take responsibility for it because it implies not only that I have created it, but that I can also eliminate it or uncreate it by thinking the opposite. When I am at peace with the situation, I honor my emotion. Because I am sensitive, I usually cry to release overwhelming emotions. When that is done, I assess where the situation comes from. I put on my detective hat and I observe the situation with an unemotional perspective. When I am in the zone, I put myself in answer mode. Because I am after an explanation. Once I have an answer, and an answer will come from a quotation in a book or even a situation in a movie that I happen to be watching that evening, I feel relieved. This step can be skipped if you are a person who is okay to move on without having answers. But to me, it's just a step that I find really relaxing. Also, I don't wait until I have an answer before moving on because I like to get back on track quickly, and sometimes I have an answer after a few hours. For me to get back on track, I need to feel grounded again. This is an internal process, but sometimes when this is a serious situation and I find myself really out of balance, I do find relief when speaking about it with two conscious manifesting friends in particular, who oblige me to see the positive that my filter is not perceiving in that situation right then. Other than that, it is an internal exercise. This is you remembering who you are and remembering what you are manifesting, and this is what I usually do on a regular basis. I go straight to my internal realm. Now, as you may know if you have been watching some of my videos, because I come from a management world, if you want, I consider my manifestations as being projects, and I am the project manager of them. Because I know what to do as a project manager, this is how I get grounded and how I can get back on track. But I'm going to show you exactly what I do. I have actually developed my own emergency toolkit. And that toolkit is a set of mantras of who I am and what my abilities are as a project manager or as a conscious manifester. And I remember that I live in a world where universal laws are the only ones that matter and are always applicable. Just a side note that for me mantras are affirmations, the same thing really. Okay, after grounding myself and repositioning myself at the center of my quantum bubble, I script and I affirm what I have scripted. Except that I have a specific way to script, in that I script from facts about who I am, and from there on I derive what I expect to be happening. All my affirmations make sense to me, and I resonate with them all. Each of my affirmations is a thought that I know will materialize. That's why I'm very vigilant when I script and when I affirm, because I am very aware of their impact and of the way they backfired in the past when I was misusing them or using them with a heavy heart. I have been asked recently to provide a set of affirmations to some of my coaching clients. At first, I thought that I would remain generic in order for my clients to get grounded, but I am moving now to specific affirmations, and I have therefore added this on my website. It is also in the description box below. In that tool, you'll have a set of specific affirmations in your inbox after 24 or 48 hours, because I will be also working on your energy as a whole to provide you with the best affirmation for you. That's why it takes a bit of time. So to recap, when you get triggered, you can acknowledge the situation and make peace with it. Then release the overwhelming emotion. Next, assess the situation and get closure by having an internal answer. Then, or in parallel, get grounded and get back on track. You can use the emergency kit I now provide on my website, but you don't have to. You can script and affirm and remain fixated on your goal. The trick here is for you to move on from the mental fog, the fixation on upsetting situations and the obsessional negative aspect of the situation that can be, for all you know, if it is related to what you are manifesting, simply a breach of incidents. And that was the video for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. If that is the case, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, happy manifesting!